The wind rustled through the trees, sending a shiver down my spine as I stepped into the dimly lit park. It was late, much later than I had intended to stay, but the allure of the serene moonlit landscape had drawn me in. The crunch of leaves under my boots echoed in the stillness as I wandered deeper into the heart of the park. A sense of unease settled over me, as if I were being watched from the shadows. My footsteps slowed, and I glanced around, my heart pounding in my chest. The park, usually a heaven of tranquility during the day, now seemed like an entirely different realm after dark. The playfulness of the swings and the innocence of the playground equipment were now replaced with a foreboding sense of mystery. I shook off the feeling and continued on my path, attempting to convince myself that it was all in my head. But then, a whisper brushed against my ear, so faint that I could barely make out the words. My heart raced, and I spun around, my gaze darting between the trees. There was no one there, just the eerie glow of the moon filtering through the branches. "Who's there?" I called out, my voice trembling. Silence answered me, a silence so profound that it felt almost suffocating. My breath hitched, and I took a cautious step backward. I was about to turn and flee when the whisper came again, closer this time, chillingly distinct. "Stay!" I froze, a chill running down my spine. The voice was soft, almost seductive, yet laced with an underlying malevolence. My mind raced, torn between my instincts to run and my morbid curiosity to uncover the source of the whisper. I took a hesitant step forward, my heart pounding like a drum in my ears. The shadows seemed to grow thicker, the darkness swallowing the trees around me. Another whisper, this time right beside me, making my skin crawl. "Explore." Swallowing hard, I followed the direction of the voice and veered off the path, guided by an invisible force. The moonlight dimmed as I ventured deeper into the thicket, the trees closing in around me. The ground beneath my feet felt uneven, and my pulse quickened as a gnawing sensation of dread gnawed at me. Suddenly, a clearing appeared before me, bathed in an eerie blue glow. In the center of the clearing stood a dilapidated gazebo, its skeletal structure a stark contrast to the ethereal light. I felt drawn to it, compelled by an otherworldly magnetism that I couldn't resist. As I stepped into the gazebo, the whispers grew louder, surrounding me like a haunting chorus. The air felt heavy, charged with an electric energy that sent prickles across my skin. I glanced around, my eyes widening in horror as I realized I was not alone. Figures, shadowy and indistinct, stood along the edges of the gazebo. Their eyes glowed with an otherworldly luminescence, fixated on me. My breath hitched, and a wave of terror washed over me as I recognized the truth. These were not human, not anymore. "Join us," the whispers beckoned, the voices overlapping in a cacophony of haunting entreaties. My heart pounded in my chest, and I stumbled back, my mind racing for an escape. But no matter where I turned, their forms seemed to loom closer, the whispers growing more urgent. With a burst of adrenaline, I turned and sprinted from the gazebo, my footsteps echoing in the stillness. The shadows seemed to retreat, their voices fading into the distance as I burst out of the thicket and backed onto the path. Gasping for breath, I stumbled through the darkness, my mind reeling from the encounter. As I finally emerged from the park, I glanced back one last time, the moonlight casting an eerie glow over the scene. The gazebo stood silent and empty, a spectral relic of a world beyond your own. I shuddered, vowing never to return to that place again. For weeks afterward, the whispers haunted my dreams, the chilling voices a constant reminder of the night in the park. I could never shake the feeling that they were still watching, waiting for me to heed their call. And though I tried to convince myself it was all a hallucination, a part of me couldn't deny the undeniable truth. There are things that lurk in the shadows, things that defy explanation and prey on our deepest fears.